Kal Kadosh Boker or Bekiim Bahalacha 4, day 5, Siman 25. We are still in the preface over here, right? This is all in the introduction, mamash, like all the way. Now we're day 5, right? And actually, we're going to finish today the introduction. So we're still in the concept of all the punishments now of somebody that does not put on tefillin. So karkafta without tefillin. The Gemara in Masechet Rosh Hashanah says the people that do not put on tefillin, they're called Poshei Yisrael, which means that they sin with their bodies and they go down to the Gehinam and they're going to be there for 12 months. After 12 months, their bodies are destroyed and their souls are scorched, which means burnt. Okay, the wind scatters the ashes underneath the feet of the tzaddikim. So who is that? Somebody that doesn't put on tefillin. The Torah explain that this is referring to someone who's judged in heaven and found to have more sins. I mean, he's got more averot. And since he's got more averot, one of them is that he does not put on tefillin. So the fact that he does not have to put on tefillin, that comes and puts everything together. If he's got equal amounts, but again, he does not put on the mitzvah tefillin, he's condemned to Gehinam momentarily, but then he comes up, right? If he's not guilty of failing to fill the mitzvah tefillin, then he's spared from Gehinam bichlal. Means he doesn't get Gehinam at all. So imagine what it is. The mitzvah of tefillin, right? It is the concept of the tefillin. Okay? Fine. What does it mean now, karkafta without tefillin? What does that mean exactly? So what the Gemara does not actually say, what does that mean? Karkafta without tefillin. What does that mean? How many times does he, if he misses tefillin, it's considered that he doesn't have tefillin? So the Rif comes and he says, a head that has never worn tefillin. That means as long as you put it on once, that's already enough. Right? You put on tefillin. Okay? Someone who's failed on an occasion will be punished for the days that he failed, but he's not karkafta de lo manat tefillin. The Rosh, however, wrote that the correct text of the Gemara does not include the word never. According to this, even if somebody occasionally fails to put it on, he's still included. Meaning because the Rif had the girsa, one who never put on. So if you put never, you're right. A person put it on once, that's it. But if you go like the Rosh, there was not the girsa, it wasn't the text. So now you have a problem. The Benutam comes and he says that the category of Poshei Yisrael begufam includes only those who fulfill the mitzvah, who fail to fulfill the mitzvah because they despise the mitzvah or they're repulsive to it. If someone just does not wear the tefillin because he believes only in someone who with pure body, like Elisha Knafayim is permitted to wear them, and he's concerned about desecrating the tefillin, so obviously he's not going to be guilty of the sin. He's guilty of a sin, but it's not the same, basically. He's not going to be considered Poshei Yisrael begufam. The Bach wrote that he understood Rabbeinu Tam that if someone fails to put on the tefillin simply because he's lazy or because he interferes with his activities, he's guilty of despising he's considered like Poshei Yisrael. But if Chida, however, maintained that such a person does not really despise the mitzvah, he just doesn't recognize the value of the mitzvah, and therefore he's not included in the category. But if Chida pointed out that Rabbi Eliezer Mimetz, right, the disciple of Rabbeinu Tam, wrote clearly that this was Rabbeinu Tam's intent. And this is likewise the Sefer Manhig as well. The Bet Sefer pointed out that the Tur did not make the distinction Rabbeinu Tam made, and therefore, according to the Tur, anyone who fulfills to do the mitzvah, even just to laziness, is considered Poshei Yisrael. According to some Rishonim said and Bet Yosef, the mitzvah of tefillin is only in one example of someone who's Poshei Yisrael. The same applies to someone who fails to do other mitzvot as well. Nevertheless, this concept is brought down to do with the mitzvah of the tefillin that the Hechal brings down the Ran. Right, the Rabbeinu Nisim that ruled that anyone who fails to perform the mitzvah can be fulfilled only by the person himself and not through an agent is the same thing with Poshei Yisrael. Remember, tefillin, I cannot put on tefillin for you. Meaning certain mitzvot I could do for you, but I cannot do this for you because this is on the body. It's on the human being. And tefillin is such an example. So again, basically, we would have to see how Be'emet they paskin. But according to, if you go like the Bet Yosef, if you're not going like the Rav Chida, it's a big problem. Because that means you have a person that's lazy. That's it. He's considered Poshei Yisrael. So it's very, No, so you're right, but that would only save them according to the Rif. But if we don't paskin like the Rif, it doesn't help them. That means it comes out. That means look at the difference of how you paskin. Will it save a person from Gehinam or not? Because if we paskin not like the Rif, it doesn't help putting it on once in your life. You need to put it on all the time. Now the question is, what happens if you're just lazy? So then there is the whole question. In a sense, that's what we're saying. Okay? Fine. Next. Okay, tefillin, a daily mitzvah. The Gemara, Masechet Eruvin 96, teaches that Rabbi Akiva said, I might think that one is obligated to follow the mitzvah of tefillin on Shabbat and Yom Tov, but the Torah teaches that it's a sign. So therefore, you don't need a sign, but it's already a sign. The Gemara says, which means you have to observe the statute of the correct date all the days of the year. So this teaches the mitzvah applies during the day and not during the night. Because it says the right miyamim yamima, it's not during the nighttime. And it also teaches that it applies during some days, but not the entire year. So this excludes on Shabbat and Yom Tov. Another right to teach is that tefillin is a mitzvah that applies sometimes, but not all the times. She will explain that this is either because the mitzvah tefillin does not apply at nighttime or because of Shabbat and Yom Tov. And therefore, although the halacha follows the opinion the mitzvah can be fulfilled technically at nighttime as well during the day, the mitzvah is still limited during the day. So it does not apply on Shabbat and Yom Tov. The Balaturim and the Torah taught the word lemuadah is spelled with the letter vav, meaning I could have wrote lemuadah, lema'adah, and I just say mo'adah with a cholam, with an o, but without the vav o. So he says, why is it spelled like that? So he says, but it's only 6 days of the week. The vav is 6, so 6 days of the week, not 7. Furthermore, there are 6 holidays each year when the mitzvah tefillin does not apply. Pesach, Shavuot, Rosh Hashanah, Kippur, Sukkot, and Shmini Atzeret. So because of that, it's 6. So because of that, you have 6 days, meaning you only put it on 6 days of the week and not 7. Plus, you don't put it on for the 6 holidays. Since the Torah excluded these days, we understand that we're obligated to do the mitzvah, the tefillin, on every single other day of the year. Beautiful balaturi, no? Like hinting to us about everything that's going on. Fine. What about all day or not? An all day obligation. The Pri Megadim wrote that he's unsure how to define the mitzvah of tefillin. It could be that it's sufficient to put on the tefillin for one moment, and then that's it. And it's only a mitzvah of the sages just to wear them all the entire day. Nowadays, however, sages exempted people from obligation because of difficulty in maintaining clean body, meaning that since it's so difficult to have a clean body, so therefore we don't put it on the entire day.